Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey and this is going to be a short and sweet and stretchy yoga flow. So we're not going to be doing anything too strenuous. We're going to activate a little bit, but we're mostly going to stretch and relax in this practice. This is an all levels practice that you don't need any props for, but if you do have props and you are newer to the practice, some poses might feel a little bit better if you have some blocks or a blanket, but again, not required, just something nice to have. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start in extended child's pose. So to come into extended child's pose, you will start in table, and then you're going to widen your knees apart, big toes touch, and sit your hips back towards your heels. The heels or the hips do not need to touch the heels necessarily. You just want to feel the weight rock back. And then reach your arms forward, forehead down to your mat. And once you feel settled physically, begin to settle into your breath. This practice is one that can be nice to do in the evening as a way of letting go of your day. But it could be equally as good to do in the morning or in the afternoon. It's really just whenever you find the time to get on your mat and move around and breathe. I hope that this practice meets you there. Begin to slow down your inhales. Extend your exhales. Your next breath, then lift your head, look towards your hands. Exhale, shift forward into tabletop pose, hands and knees. So spread your fingers nice and wide, hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We'll move through a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, lift the sits bones, drop the belly. Lift your heart, lift your head, and then exhale, round your spine, chin towards your throat, press the floor away from you. Inhale into your cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your tailbone down, chin towards your throat. Get really big in the upper back. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back into your neutral spine. We're going to pick this left knee up, squeeze it in towards your left elbow, and then kick your left foot out and set your left foot down. The knife edge of your left foot is grounded down to the floor. And then from here, very gently, just listen to your body. Start to send your hips back towards that right heel again for another modified child's pose. Now, if your heel or your hips do not rest down on your heel, then you can stay higher, lifted higher up. But if you can let the hips drop back, you're going to just melt on down. Maybe your forehead can touch the mat. I just want to encourage you to let your body tell you where its stopping point is today. We're not doing yoga to cause injury. We're doing yoga to heal, to feel good. One more breath in and out. Inhale, lifting your head, shifting forward back into this funky tabletop pose, and then you're going to pick this left foot up and step it to the outside of your left hand for a low lizard. You can tuck your right toes and walk that right knee back if you want a little bit more of a stretch here. And then I want you to think energetically about cow pose again, pulling your heart through your arms, reaching up through the crown of your head. Squeeze your left thigh in towards your left arm. One more breath cycle here. And then keep your left hand grounded. I want you to lift the right toes, spin on the right knee, and point the toes over towards the left a little bit. Feel the weight go into your left hand. On your next inhale, reach your right arm straight up towards the sky. Lean your right shoulder back, an open twist. It should be a deep stretch in the left thigh. One more breath in. Exhale, imagine someone's pulling on your right wrist, and they're going to pull you all the way up to shoulders over the hips, and then parallel your left foot to the short edge of the mat. I realize I'm not facing you. Left hand on top of the left thigh. Inhale, right arm goes out and up. This is your gate pose. Think about tilting your tailbone down, pressing your hips forward, leaning back in the upper body. One more breath in. Exhale, come back through neutral, shoulders over the hips, right hand down. Inhale, left arm goes up overhead into a supported side plank variation. Getting more of another side bend going on here, a counter stretch. One more breath in. Exhale, walk your hands back around to the front of your mat, back through that lizard lunge, and then you can step your left knee back into table, maybe tick-tock your hips side to side or around in circles. Reset in your tabletop pose, and we'll do that on the other side. We're going to pull the right knee in towards the right elbow, a little bit of core strength here. Kick your right foot out, and then set the right foot down. Knife edge of the foot is pressing down into the mat. Take a breath in here. Exhale, send your hips back. Maybe the hips rest on the heel. If not, it's okay. Don't force it. Maybe you can melt down, forehead towards your mat. Next breath in, lift your head, look forward. Exhale, press into the top of the left foot to shift forward, and then we're going to step that right foot up into your lizard lunge. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. Maybe walk your left knee back, deep stretch for the front of the left hip here. Pull your heart through your arms, lift your head and breathe. Maybe smile. Come back to an intention for your practice. What is it that you need this time for today? Maybe deeper connection to self. Maybe for peace, acceptance. What called you to your practice? Ground down through your right hand, lift the left toes, spin on the left knee, point the toes towards the right. Ground down through the right hand, inhale, reach your left arm up into this open twist. Maybe your gaze goes up, lean your left shoulder back. It's a deep stretch for the inner thigh. Inhale, imagine someone's pulling on your left wrist. They're going to help you come all the way up, shoulders over the hips, parallel your right foot to the shorter edge of your mat again. Right hand on the right thigh. Inhale, left arm goes out and up. Exhale, gate pose, side bend towards your right leg. One more breath in. Exhale, back through neutral center, and then left hand down beside you. Reach the right arm up overhead alongside your right ear. Counter stretch, a little side plank variation. One more breath in. Exhale, walk your hands back around through center. Back into your lizard lunge, and then step your right knee back. Again, you can tick-tock your hips side to side or around in circles. From your tabletop position, spread your fingers wide, tuck all 10 toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. If this is your first downward dog of the day, I encourage you to pedal out your feet like what I'm doing here. Alternate the bends of your knees. Really wake up through the Achilles. And then find some stillness. We'll move into pigeon pose. So you're going to ground down into your left heel. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, pull your right knee in towards your right elbow. And then drop the knee behind the wrist. Turn on the knee so the toes point to the left. And then you're going to heel toe this left leg back. So your hips, if you are really tight, or if you're just starting your practice, they might not come all the way close to the ground, and that's where having a blanket or a block is handy. You can pull it under your hips, but it's okay if you don't have those things. You're just going to go to where it feels good, not past that point where it starts to feel icky, and then breathe here. Some of you might stay on your hands today, others can lower down to forearms. If you have the ability, I encourage you to let your head rest down on something. Letting go of your day, or letting go of expectations of your day. What is your intention for this practice? Inhale, lift your head. Walk your hands in. You're going to lean towards your right hip. Pull the right heel in towards the groin. Left leg stays out beside you. We'll take another side bend. Left hand onto the left leg. Inhale, right arm goes out and up. Exhale, side bend towards your left leg. One more breath in here. Exhale, come back up through center. Plant your right hand a couple, maybe half a foot behind you, maybe a little bit more. Ground that hand down. Inhale, left arm goes up overhead. You can stay here for a gentle counter stretch, or you can press into your legs to lift your hips forward and up. Lean your upper body back into your baby wild thing. Take another breath in when you get here. Exhale, set your hips down. Whew. From here, bend your knees in, turn to face the back of the mat, come through tabletop pose, and then make your way into another downward dog. Can feel nice to just take a static dog here, or you can move a little bit, pumping out the legs again. But eventually you're going to ground down through your right leg. Inhale, reach your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee towards your left elbow, just hovering for a moment, and then drop it down behind the wrist. Toes towards the right. Ground your right knee and walk that right leg back until you're at your edge today in this pigeon pose. Maybe stay on your hands, maybe grab a prop, or you can lower down, letting your head rest on something if you can. One more breath in and out. Inhale, start to lift your head, walk your hands in, and then we're going to roll to the left hip. Extend your right leg out beside you, left heel is coming in, right hand onto your right leg. Inhale, left arm goes out and up. Exhale, side bend towards the right leg. One more breath in. Exhale, come up through center, and then left hand plants behind you. Right arm reaches overhead as you inhale. Maybe you stay here or you press into the legs to lean back. Lift your hips forward and up. Exhale, one more breath in. Exhale, slowly, mindfully set your hips down. Wonderful. Swing your legs around so that you can hold on to the backs of your thighs as you roll down onto your back into your constructive rest pose. And then we'll move into happy baby. Knees come in, widen them apart. You might stay here just holding the front of your shins, or you could kick the feet to the sky, reach through the insides of the legs, grab hold of your shins or your ankles or somewhere on your feet. Ankles are trying to stack over the knees. You're pressing your lower back down, and you're drawing your thighs down towards the sides of your ribs. Give yourself 3 good breaths here. As you exhale, release what you're holding on to. Knees come back together, but keep the knees hugging in close. We'll do a brief little twist. Arms reach out beside you. Just let both of your legs drop to the right. Right hand can stay on top of your left knee. Maybe you send your gaze towards the left. Next inhale, bring everything back through center. Exhale, let both of your legs drop to the left. Keep your chest facing up. Maybe send your gaze to the right. One more inhale. Exhale back through center. From here, let your feet return to your mat. You can either stay in constructive rest or you could extend your legs long. And we'll take a short Shavasana. This is really important. Please don't skip out on this opportunity to rest. We're not here forever. And it's so good for your nervous system and your body. Just let your breath return to a natural rhythm. And you'll hear my voice whenever it's time to come back into your space. Remaining just as you are. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Start to deepen your breath as you expand these movements. Maybe one more big full body stretch here. Inhale, reach fingers to toes. And exhale, let it go. In your own time, pull your knees in, roll over to whichever side is most comfortable to you, and meet me in a comfortable seat. When you arrive in your seat, let your eyes soften down again, maybe close your eyes. Relax your shoulders away from your neck. Notice the impact of your practice on you. In your body, your mind, your energy. And recall your intention for practicing. What was calling you to your practice today? Finally, connect to a sense of gratitude for this practice, for this time that you've had on your mat and everything that fell into place so that you could have this time, and for yourself for choosing to show up. With gratitude in our hearts, palms together in front of your heart space, Anjali Mudra, we'll close by taking a deep breath in. Exhale to chant Om. Thank you all so much for being here today and sharing this short and sweet practice with me. I hope that you feel good in your body. I hope you feel good in your mind. Please let me know how this practice went for you in the comments down below. Let me know if you have any suggestions or requests for future classes. I put out new classes every single Sunday, so if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that so that you don't miss a class. And with all of that said, I hope we get to practice together again very soon. Thank you again for being here. Namaste.